Yo guys, we are back for another DR video, and the title of this video has probably already gotten some of you guys confused. So I think that hating DR characters is actually a good thing. But again, a lot of you guys probably don't even know what I mean by that. Like, why would I say hating a character is good? How does that do anything? If you hate a character, the game is worse. Your experience will probably be ruined by that character to some extent. So how can this be positive? Well, I'll try to explain what I mean. So in the present moment, I do not hate any of the 48 students. So I do not hate any of the 16 students from DR1 to DRV3. However, back when I started the series, there were a lot of characters I hated. Just to name a few, Hiyoko, Mahiru. I know I used to hate Sayaka, like in chapter 1, bro, that made me so mad. So I definitely had these characters that I just did not like. And what I realize now is that that was a good thing. It was a good thing that I hated all these characters. So let's look at chapter 1 of DR1 as an example. You know, everyone says it, Sayaka's a snake, whatever, you always hear it. However, what I didn't realize was that the fact that I hated Sayaka made that trial better. It made it better because I felt bad for Makoto, and I felt like I was personally betrayed. It gave that trial a much more intense feeling. If Sayaka didn't betray Makoto, I don't think I would have felt anything during the middle of the trial. It just would have been present your evidence, 11037, Leon's the killer, boom, we're done. But that reveal is easily one of the most impactful moments in that trial, even if you know it's coming. Because then you see the characters reacted, you see the characters being bewildered about how that could happen. Then you take this further, and I think the easiest example I could give you is Kaito and Kokichi. So if you didn't know, I hated Kaito for the longest time. I just did not like him. Bro, he was so annoying because this man, every single time, bro, just friends, believe in each other. It was so annoying. I could not stand the guy. I also didn't like it when he punched Shuichi in the face in chapter 1. So Kaito was just this character that annoyed me in every way possible. So you can imagine what happened when I got to chapter 3 and he punched Kokichi in the face. So when Kaito punched him in the face, it made me so mad. I could not tolerate Kaito. I didn't care if he had his illness reveal at the end. Bro, I did not care. This guy made me so mad. I was infuriated. I could not believe that Kokichi just said nothing. The guy just took the punch. Kaito's friends don't care, obviously, because they like Kaito, they don't like Kokichi. So the end of chapter 3 just left me mad. Then you get to chapter 4, and you get to the end of the trial, and oh my god, that moment when Kokichi took his fist and shoved it right across Kaito's face. You do not know how satisfied I was at seeing that. I got so happy. It was insane. That moment was just amazing. It was just pure perfection. That revenge punch just connected, and I don't know, that the feeling of satisfaction I had, as messed up as that sounds, was just amazing. Now what's funny is, for a lot of people, it will be the opposite of that. A lot of people will love that moment in chapter 3 and will hate the moment in chapter 4. But these two moments prove my point about why it's good to actually hate some characters. Because I hated Kaito, I got a moment of satisfaction that I couldn't have gotten if I did not hate the character. And by the way, even in chapter 3 when I got mad at him, that still made the game better overall. I'd rather be mad at a story moment like that than have no reaction to it at all. As long as that moment doesn't break the story, or I'm mad at it because I actually think it's a bad moment, I would rather be angry. Those two moments in chapter 3 and chapter 4 do a lot for their characters in chapter 5. It really builds their dynamic up very nicely, and that's what got me thinking about all the characters I've hated. It got me thinking about Hiyoko. So you guys probably know that I like Hiyoko a lot now, but back in the day, I was on the same boat as many people. I hated her. When she died, I was celebrating. It was that bad, okay? But what I didn't realize at the time was that even though she was really annoying, even though she made me mad, those moments actually made the game better. she actually made me more invested in the game than characters that I didn't really care about. And this is why I think I have that odd preference of liking DR2's first half more than its second half, because I think a lot of the characters in that first half got any type of reaction out of me. Like in the second half, there are characters that didn't get any type of reaction out of me whatsoever, like Nekomaru, Akane, Gundam. Like they just existed to me, while Hiyoko, yes, it was a character I hated, but she got a lot of reaction out of me. Mahiru, it was a character I didn't like, but she got a lot more of a reaction out of me. And that might be why I consider them better characters now. I view them quite favorably because they did a lot for the story. And that might be why I consider them some of my favorites now. Aoi was another character like that. She annoyed me a lot because she was like that hard accuser. She accused people right away in trials, and that just made me mad. It was just like, oh, Toko, you're the culprit. And that pissed me off a lot. But what I didn't realize at the time was that she made the trials so much more interesting. By being this hot-headed character who just starts accusing people randomly, she's causing the trials to be chaotic and is creating a trial that is overall much more fast-paced and much more enjoyable. And I didn't like her at the end of All-Star Apologies where she tried to kill everyone, but again, she created a really enjoyable chapter because it's hard to even comprehend that she would do something like that. Now she's one of my favorite characters. I really like the route they took her character in for chapter 4, and you can see the buildup of that from the start of chapter 3, so I really liked how they just added more depth to a character even if she's doing bad things. It's also much more understandable for a character in DR games to do bad things because they're just put in a situation that's much more extreme and much more deadly. So yeah, that's why I think it's a good thing to hate DR characters. A lot of these characters you hate probably make the game better and you might not even realize it. Also, who knows? They might end up becoming your favorites. So that's all for today. I gotta work on these Ace Attorney vids. Bro, Unspeakable Story, taking hours and hours to review. But I'll still be continuing and making more of these. So I'll see you guys next time.